We did it, Joe. We're going to the Super Bowl.
Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me.
Hello, everybody. Good Monday morning to you. What's the date? The 29th of January? Someone on Twitter, no, it was on Threads, was like, next week is still January. How many weeks does this month have? So supposedly, to some people, it's going by very slowly. But to me, it's gone by extremely fast. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But yes, welcome to the podcast this morning. I had Saturday off from work for the first time in like 7 months, I think 7 or 8 months. I'm pretty sure that's, yeah. Besides like vacations and stuff like that, I haven't taken a Saturday off in a long time, so it was kind of fun. But of course I get a call from my friend at work, and I'm getting text messages from friends at work and all this stuff, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm sitting there enjoying my breakfast on Friday or Saturday morning, and they're like, where are you? I'm like, I'm at home. And they're like, well, you just won Employee of the Quarter. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you actually joking right now? I never take a Saturday off, and of course, the one I do, it's like every quarter we have like these I don't know if they're meetings. I don't know what they are. We all just kind of sit and listen to the store manager say what's going on and what's been going on in the store. Then they give out like the people who have been there for like so many years. They give them gift cards or whatever. It's just kind of, I guess, kind of like a hurrah type meeting, but they're every quarter. And that's when they announced Employee of the Quarter. And I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me I was even in the running? Like, I would have been there if I would have known I had a chance of winning. I'm like, of course that would be my luck. I'm like, I'm at home enjoying myself. I'm like, oh, this is right. This feels so good. And then, yeah, no. And then I'm honored and I'm not even there. It's like my feelings of award shows when people aren't there to pick up their awards. When celebrities, like, they're like, oh, they couldn't make it, so I'll take it on their behalf. I'm always like, no, they shouldn't be able to get that award then. If they're not there, then they shouldn't get it. So maybe I take that back now since I wasn't there. But yeah, I am Employee of the Quarter, you guys. I have a designated parking spot. And I got a $20,000 raise. No, I'm just kidding. Could you imagine? But yeah, so that's what happened to me this weekend. I still enjoyed my weekend. I went for a run on Saturday outside. It felt so good. It was so warm. I just did a couple miles and then it got dark. So I ran back to my car. But yeah, I got a lot done. A lot of cleaning, a lot of organizing. I started cleaning the podcast room. And it's going to take a minute, but there's a clear difference. I've already worked on a lot. So, baby steps. But I'm in this zone right now, this mood, I guess, of throwing things away. Like, seriously, I'll just open up cupboards randomly and stuff I haven't used in forever, stuff I bought and never used, stuff that was given to me that, like, not like nice stuff. I don't throw away nice things people give me, but just like little things. I'm like, I don't want this. And every time I look at this, it makes me angry because I don't use it. Or stuff that I bought and I actually didn't like it. And I'm like, okay, I don't like this. And every time I see this, it makes me very upset. So I just need to get rid of it. Or stuff that's like broken and I'm like, oh, I'll fix that later. No, it's going in the garbage. Like, I threw so much stuff away. Don't worry, Mom, I didn't throw any of your stuff away. It's all my stuff. My mom used to get mad at me because in high school, me and my friend Sandy would always sell literally whatever we could get our hands on in our in our houses. We'd sell anything on Facebook Marketplace, and I will say some of those things were not mine that I sold, but you know what? I had to do what I had to do. So, yeah, I wasn't gonna be able to go to Buckle with no money, so I needed to get some funds rounded up. So we went to New York in high school and we're like, let's have a yard sale to save up money to go, so we can spend it in New York. And so we made like a couple $100 each. And we ended up literally that afternoon, we closed up early and went to the mall and went shopping. We're like, well, we'll use this for New York. So it was like basically a waste of time. That was one of many yard sales we had. But yeah, I did not throw anything away that was not mine. And yeah, like I threw away stuff that made me annoyed too. Like I bought Christmas lights and it said they were warm white, warm, and even on the picture it looked like a regular Christmas light, but you plug them in and they're like bright white. They're like those annoying headlights that people put in after they buy their cars and you can't see down the road, like those extremely white bright ones. I'm like, this is not Christmas, this is not any festive type of light. So I threw away those. Yeah, so I'm just kind of in a purge mood, and I gotta say it feels really good. But I ran some furniture. I took a couple naps. That was nice. Oh, I watched Saltburn. You guys. So I'd obviously heard all these stories, and everyone's like, it's so crazy, which it was. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it wasn't like as bad as I thought. And the scenes that everyone seemed to not like as much, they didn't bother me as much, but there are a few scenes that I did not like. The vampire scene, that's how I'll go into that. Yeah. And I guess if you haven't seen this, don't listen. I don't know what to tell you. Fast forward, I'll hurry and talk about it. So fast forward like 30 seconds or something. Also, this is not one you want to watch with family members at all, or like your parents for sure. I don't watch most movies with my parents just because I just don't do that. But the scene that shocked me the most, I literally gasped when I saw this, is when he, at the very end, and Elizabeth is like dying in her bed, and he goes and rips the feeding tube out of her throat. That shocked me more than anything in that entire movie. I could not believe it. And I still, it didn't dawn on me that he was like a liar. Like I kind of pieced it together before it ended. But like when he went to his parents' house, and his mom was supposed to be the only one alive because his dad died technically during the movie. And Felix takes him and his mom opens the door. I'm like, oh, look how well she's doing, because she's supposed to be like a drug addict. And she looks like nice and put together and stuff. And I was like, oh, she's doing so well. Good for her. And then she's like, I'll go get your dad. And I was like, that's weird. His dad's in the backyard, like his urn. And then his dad shows up. I was like, what? Wait a second. That I didn't see coming. I did see the part where the cousin tried to contact Sotheby's to sell those dishes to make money. I was like, that wasn't the cousin, that was him. So that didn't surprise me. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't really understand what his motive was. I guess for Felix it was, if I can't have him, no one can, technically. But the mom was always so nice to him. I don't understand that part. Why couldn't she have stayed alive? I don't know. And then it's like, if it's the point, if it's the premise, like eat the rich or, something like that, like at the end he's rich. So does that defeat the purpose? Anyway, it was good. I liked it. I loved like the filming. I loved how it was like set in like 2006 when they're doing karaoke and they're singing Low by Flo Rida. I loved the thought of spending a summer, at a chateau or castle in Europe. Wouldn't that be so fun? It was giving me Call Me by Your Name vibes. So that I like that. I like the summer, just lounging around by the pool, reading books, like literally doing nothing. Like, oh, I can't wait for those days. I can't wait till I'm rich enough that I can go away for a month and just do nothing. I am very grateful I get to go on these vacations that I do, but a lot of them are not relaxing. Like we went to Hawaii. I guess it's been 5 years now, which is so crazy. And it was nonstop doing stuff, like nonstop excursions, nonstop this, and I'm like, I am more tired now than when I left, and I'm like, yeah, we made fun of my sister because she basically read a book the whole time, but I'm like, you know what? This when I'm going in a few weeks, I probably gonna read a book the entire time and just relax and just maybe go for walks or something. But I don't really care to do excursions. I'm just there to enjoy the warm weather and actually relax. But then like other vacations are like Disneyland or Universal, like these theme parks. It's like these are not relaxing trips. So my goal from now on is to go on trips and do nothing. I want to do absolutely nothing. Like Brittany Roski said, it's our God-given right to lie down, and that's what I will be doing. But yeah, anyway, that is all for me right now. I don't know what else to say. I think that's the life update on myself. Yeah. Oh, I had I switched up my breakfast this morning, and I just do people actually like yogurt? Like, is that a thing? So like, if you know me, I like Noah Beck, and I follow him on basically every social platform, and every Friday I watch his YouTube videos. And so he showed himself cooking breakfast, and it was like plain Greek yogurt with like granola and blackberries and I think bananas cut up into it. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Noah Beck basically has the exact life I want, so I'm gonna just start copying everything he does. So I did. I went and bought Greek yogurt, and I bought the little cups because I'm like, you know what? If I don't like this, I don't want to waste the whole thing. So I started today, and I didn't have my Alani, so I'm basically going through withdrawals. I'm trying to cut back on those. Try and have like, right now I'm going to try to have one a day at lunch. I used to have one at breakfast and one at lunch. And the last few days I've had three, which is it's probably so not good, but I'm hoping it'll help my skin look better. So that's, not my heart, not that it'll put less pressure on my heart, but my skin, I want to look better. And so I just had like this probiotic drink and my vitamins and granola and raspberries with yogurt. And do people like yogurt? That was so hard to eat. It was so sour and so bitter. Like, you guys give me tips on how, like, I thought about maybe I should put honey in there, but I didn't have any. I really do want to eat healthier, but like, it's so hard because the food is not that good. And it's like, I don't know if like, I think the raspberries were not very good. I will say that. So it's like, I don't know when fruit is in season. I don't know. Like, I got an avocado the other day too and put it on toast, and I'm like, this does not taste good. And I've had avocado like at restaurants, and it wasn't that bad. It was just kind of in the background, But the one I got, I was like, this does not taste very good. So if anyone has any ideas to make yogurt taste better, please let me know, because I don't know if it's going to be an acquired taste, but it's going to take me a long time to get used to that. So yeah, I didn't have my bacon and eggs and wheat toast today, or Alani, so it's kind of a big shakeup, and it's throwing me off my off my regular schedule. Anyway, let's get into today's episode. There's a lot, actually. There's quite a bit, and I didn't even write down all the stuff that was on my list. So I was so tired last night. Oh, one more thing. I started watching the show called Traitors. Actually, it's called The Traitors, and I really wish they would just change it to Traitors. But it's on Peacock, and basically everyone goes to this castle in Scotland that's owned by Alan Cumming, and he is, I just looked because he's one of those actors that like you've seen, you don't know his name technically, So I was like, well, what movie would they know him from? He is Floop from is that his name? From Spy Kids, the evil guy. So that's where all my people would know him from. But anyways, he has a castle in Scotland and he's the host, and you go there and it's 10 like reality show people, and 10 just regular people. And it's basically like a murder mystery party thing. Clue, like, and then so 3 people are the traitors, and each night they have like this at a round table, and they vote off one person that they think is the traitor. And then once they vote that person off, they go stand in this circle and they tell everybody if they were a faithful or a traitor. And basically, they're trying to, at the end, split $250,000, well, up to, because you have to do like all these tasks in between, and like group games, and like you win money and it goes to like the collective pot or whatever. And if the traders win, they get the money, and if the faithfuls win, they get to split the money. And I'm pretty sure it's whoever's remaining. I think if you get kicked off, you don't get to participate in the thing. But so it's like you got to be like on your A game. You can't be too standoffish because people will think that you're trying to avoid them because that you're the traitor. But you can't be too over the top because people are like, hey, he's trying to hide something. It's actually really good. And then each night someone gets murdered. Like the traitors meet up and they murder someone. And so like they show up to breakfast the next day and they don't know who's going to walk through the door because, one of them could be gone. So it's actually really good. I started it Saturday, I think, and I'm almost done with the first season. There's like 11 episodes. And the second episode is on right now. So the second season is on right now. Some of the people they have on from like reality is like Brandy Glanville. She used to be on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she was good. And that's all I'll say about that. But she was good. And who else? They have people like that were on Survivor, people that are on Big Brother. They have people that used to be on The Bachelor. And it's actually really, really, really good. Like, I highly recommend it. It's one of those shows that, like, leaves you in suspense, and you're always trying to figure out, like, what the next move is going to be. And anyway, it's really cool. I highly recommend it. It's on Peacock. But yeah, that is what my weekend consisted of. So now let's dive in to my list of stuff for the week, you guys. It's kind of crazy how much stuff happens in one week. I better talk about this first because I didn't write it down because I don't really know much about it. And honestly, it seems like nobody else is interested in this besides Nicki Minaj, and everyone's kind of making fun of her for it. It's like that video of the girl like on the subway and she's like talking to herself, but she's like being so over exaggerated. Like she thinks she's yelling at somebody, but no one's there. Or the guy sitting at that table outside at a restaurant and he's like yelling, doing the same thing, but nobody's there. It's like Nicki Minaj right now on Twitter talking about Meg the Stallion. Apparently Nicki Minaj wrote out it's either 3,000 or 30,000, I think it was 3,000 word tweet about Meg the Stallion, and no one really knows why they don't like each other. But Meg the Stallion came out with a new song called Hiss, and it referenced Megan's Law, which is technically like I better Google this because this is kind of important. So hang on, let me see what the law actually is. Okay, I found it. It says Megan's Law is any law requiring that law enforcement officials notify local schools, daycare centers, and residents of the presence of a registered sex offender in their community. So she was basically referencing Nicki Minaj's husband, who is a registered sex offender, which is interesting. So like I just feel like that didn't make very many waves when she got married to him, but apparently now it's rocking people's boat. So anyway, she said something about that, and then Nicki got mad and said she's fake and all this stuff. Anyway, so basically, Megan is living her best life. She was seen at a party the other night, like so unfazed by the whole drama with Nicki. And Nicki released a diss track, even though she got in a fight with, was it Pop Crave? Because they're like, Nicki Minaj released a diss track about Meg the Stallion tomorrow. And Nicki's like, was it a diss track? And she's like, and Pop Crave subtweeted it. It's like, well, what else would you call it? And that got more likes than Nicki's actual actual tweet. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things that she just needs to be quiet because she's digging herself into a hole. Especially right now where she's about to go on tour, which I don't know. I'm kind of mad at her for canceling Salt Lake. Honestly, I'm so bugged. So you know what? Whatever happens, happens. But I think Nicki, you need to just like lay low for a minute, and because it's not going well. Like people are just making fun of her left and right online. Like they are not like, and everyone says that her diss track to Megan's is not good. It's embarrassing. They're giving it like half a star. Like anyway. Okay, Lindsay Lohan and Kristen Chenoweth are going to star in a Netflix Christmas holiday. Well, it says holiday. I'm assuming it's Christmas movie. That's all I know about that. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about that. I just thought that was interesting. So Margot Robbie's stylist, he kind of had this vision when he was coming up with her looks for red carpets, that they should do a lookbook for Barbie and all of her outfits. So they came up with this book, and it's Margot Robbie. I don't know like what the inside looks like, but the cover is just like, it looks like Margot Robbie is Barbie, obviously, but she's laid out, and then all around her are like her accessories and her clothes and stuff. So it's like a Barbie lookbook, and I'm so excited. My friend Catherine is so jealous that I pre-ordered the book. So I'm just kidding. I actually texted her. I was like, I just pre-ordered the Barbie book. I'm like, you're so jealous, aren't you? She's like, oh yeah, totally. Like anyone can go and buy it if they want to. The book comes out on March 8th, but believe me, I pre-ordered it. It's Rizzoli who published it. Rizzoli publishes a lot of like the coffee table books. That's like what Kim's Selfish book is. It's Rizzoli. So yeah, it should be really good. The cover looks good. It's like bright pink. I'm super excited for that. Yeah, I think, well, I guess the end of Barbie will be, I guess, after the Oscars, which is really sad. That's really sad, actually, because last year was so fun. All the Barbie hype, all the, everything. Last year was a pretty good year. Barbie, Oppenheimer, Eras Tour. Can't get better than that. And this year, I literally have nothing planned. Like last year was like back-to-back everything. Okay, so there was a huge fashion show. I feel like fashion shows literally are every other week now. But a lot of celebrities were there. And one that stood out to me was Bella Thorne. She was wearing this, it was at the Schiaparelli fashion show, and she had this big like black hat on with this kind of I don't know if it was a pantsuit, but it was like pants and like a vest with these big huge gold buttons. Like she looked good. Like there's videos of her like on the red carpet, and I'm like, yeah, you definitely nailed it. Zendaya was there too, and she looked good, but I feel like Bella Thorne really stole the show. And then Kylie, Kim, and Chris were also at Fashion Week. Like there were so many people. Rihanna was there. Glenn Close, who, if you guys don't know who that is, she is the original Cruella de Vil in the live action. She's like one of the best actresses of all time. She's so funny. Yesterday she posted a video, and she's like, last week I was in Paris at Fashion Week, and this week right now I am at home watching a good old American football game with the Chiefs, and I'm doing my favorite thing, which is ironing. And everyone's like, protect her at all costs. Like, if I couldn't love her more, I love her now, like even more now. I think she's so funny. She posts videos like that all the time. She'll just be sitting on her porch in Montana and just like talking, just like she's talking to a friend, and she seems so sweet and genuine. Anyway, she saw Rihanna at the Dior fashion show. I think her and Glenn Close and Natalie Portman all got a picture together. But Natalie Portman and Rihanna were like fangirling over each other. Rihanna's like, "You are the baddest bitch in Hollywood," and she's like, and Natalie Portman's like, "Can we get a picture?" She's like, "Absolutely, we can get a picture together. I was gonna ask you the same thing." So that was like, it's funny when you see celebrities like fangirl over other people. I love it because like at the end of the day, they're people too, technically, just people with extreme, influence. And so like when they get excited about stuff like that, it's fun to see. Anyway, Kylie. Oh no! Also at the Schiaparelli show was Jennifer Lopez, and she was wearing this white jacket. It was made with 7,000 white rose petals, and she said they were kept alive by sugar water, which that's so crazy to me. And she was wearing these really, really cool glasses. It almost reminded me of like a Hunger Games, like the Capitol type vibe. She looked good. Okay, sorry, I know I've said these guys' names like a million times. Kim, Chris, and Kylie were all at, I don't know how to say this, Maison Margiela? Mason? I guess it's technically Mason. And they looked good. Kim, I only saw one outfit from her, but it was like the skin tight black dress, and it had a bunch of like cut out holes in it. She looked good. Kylie was stepped out in a few different looks. The first one was she was wearing like a black gown, almost like you would see it like a movie premiere, a Hollywood movie premiere back in the day, with like a feather, I don't even know what to call it, scarf thing. And it was so cute. Stormy was with her, and she's like has this giant smile on her face. I'm like, she's loving this. Stormy is my favorite Kardashian kid. Like, she is so cute. And then Kylie was also wearing, in a different one, this like really skin tight sequin silver dress, and she looked good. Oh my gosh, that's probably one of the best looks of the whole year. Hers and Bella Thorne's are for sure my top 10 this year. So it's only January, but you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, wouldn't it be so cool to go to a fashion show? I think it'd be cool to be in one, but also just to be invited, even if you're not front row. Obviously that's reserved for like the best of the best. But like, that's what I'm saying about Noah Beck. Like, he literally gets invited to all these events, all these shows and stuff, and like they dress him, they fly him out there, he flies first class. Like, just wouldn't that be so cool? You guys get me there one day. Get me famous enough that I can go sit front row at fashion shows. I just think it'd be cool to go to at least one, just to experience it. I mean, they're every other day, so surely I can make it to one of them in my lifetime. But I'm just gonna work really hard, you guys. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work really hard. Except for this morning, I did not want to get out of bed. When your bed's just so comfortable, like so comfortable, and you're like, oh, I don't want to move. Like, the vibes are vibing right now. Like, the atmosphere is good. It wasn't quite pitch black outside, so you could kind of see a little bit of light coming through the window. The blankets were just the perfect texture. Like, it was just, I did not want to wake up. And sadly, I had to. I think I was postponing it too because I knew I had to eat the yogurt. I was like, I don't want to eat the yogurt. But you know what? If it gets me to fashion shows, I'll do whatever I need to. Let's talk about the Oscars. So obviously everyone's talking about the Oscar snub of the century, which is Margot Robbie not getting nominated for Best Actress for Barbie, which is literally insane. I don't care what Whoopi Goldberg says. It's literally insane. And Greta Gerwig not getting nominated for Best Director. What? What is going on? I think we were all in shock. I was just baffled. Like, what? And then Ryan Gosling gets nominated for Ken. I'll read you his statement in just a minute because he did say something about it. But like, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it at all. I mean, Barbie's nominated, and like technically they're still nominated because Margot Robbie produced the movie, all that stuff. So, but that's very disheartening. Like, this is like one of the most iconic symbols in the world. Barbie, everybody knows Barbie. Like, Barbie is one of the highest, what am I trying to say? Highest selling toys of all time, for sure. But just like the most recognized, one of the most recognized toys ever. And it's not even just a toy. It's just like so many people's childhoods, and so many people's like, just nostalgia. It's just crazy to me that they would snub her like this, which is so, like, everyone keeps saying it's basically just like the movie, just the boardroom of old white men who voted on this, and it's like they, I don't know. It's really annoying to me. Like, obviously I am like happy for all the other people that are nominated, but it just doesn't make sense. Lily Gladstone is the first Native American woman to be nominated for Best Actress, which is really good. I heard that movie was super good, Killers of the Flower Moon, but it's like really long. So I have a feeling she'll win, which is, it's good. But like, Barbie was the 14th highest grossing movie of all time. So I don't know. I don't get the snub. I don't get people sitting in that room thinking, you know what? No, I don't. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. It's like those people that are bugged when things are popular. Like, they don't like things just because they're popular. It's like, well, that's fun. It's fun when things are liked by many, many people. It's fun when people like join in on the fun and do, like, can all come together over one thing and love it and talk about it and, have fun with it. And I think just people don't like that for some reason. Some people, it's like, just because something is popular doesn't make it bad. Like, sure, it might be overplayed or overhyped, in some ways, but there's still something about it that so many people like, and why is that a bad thing? I don't know. That's always bugged me when people don't like things just because they're popular. It's really, really frustrating to me. Anyway, Issa Rae is nominated for Oscars. Actually, is she? That might be wrong. What I have written down here is every movie Issa Rae is in is nominated for an Oscar, which is Barbie, Issa Rae. Oops. Okay, so I don't think she's nominated, but every movie she's been in this year has been nominated. It's Barbie, American Fiction, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That'd be kind of cool to be a part of all those movies that are that renowned, that well recognized. And shockingly enough, this is Emily Blunt's very first nomination. That is so crazy to me because she's one of the best actresses of all time. She's nominated for Best Supporting Actress in Oppenheimer, so good for her. She did good. The parts that I stayed awake through, I was so tired, you guys. Yeah, I hope she wins. I don't know who else is nominated in all these categories. I kind of just, award season just took it out of me. If I didn't have a job and I could just track all this stuff, throughout the day, it'd be one thing. But to come home and have to like keep track of all this stuff, it's a lot of work, you guys. And I'm gonna step it up for you next year. But this year I was super tired. Let's see. Okay, so Ryan Gosling was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Barbie in Ken, but I want to read you. He put out this statement. He said, "I'm extremely honored to be nominated by my colleagues alongside such remarkable artists in a year of so many great films, and I never thought I'd be saying this, but I'm so incredibly honored and proud that it's for portraying a plastic doll named Ken. But there is no Ken without Barbie, and there is no Barbie movie without Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie, the two people most responsible for this history-making, globally celebrated film. No recognition will be possible for anyone on the film without their talent, grit, and genius. To say I am disappointed they are not nominated in their respective categories would be an understatement. Against all odds, with nothing but a couple of soulless, scantily clad, and thankfully crotchless dolls, they made us laugh, they broke our hearts, they pushed the culture and made history. Their work should be recognized along with oh my god, okay, their work should be recognized along with the other very deserving nominees. Having that said, I am happy for America Ferrera and the other incredible artists who contribute their talents to making such a groundbreaking film." Sorry, I don't know why I can't read. Yeah, America Ferrera is nominated for Best Supporting Actress also, which is great because she did such a good job. I like her. Have you guys ever watched Superstore? It's kind of like a office type show. Anyways, they work at a super, like a basically a Walmart. That show's hilarious. If you want something that's just kind of on in the background or something that's just light and funny, that show's one. Anyway, she stars in that. But she said, I still haven't really been able to get my feelings. I'm still on like the top layer. I can't even believe that this is real. She told trade publication Variety, but she also noted Greta Gerwig's and Robbie's snubbing. I was incredibly disappointed that they were nominated. Greta has done just about everything that a director could do to deserve it, Ferrera said, creating this world and taking something that didn't have inherent value to most people and making it a global phenomenon. It feels disappointing to not see her on that list, which is true. As for Robbie, she added, perhaps people got fooled into thinking that the work seems easy, but Margot is a magician as an actress in front of the screen, and it was one of my honors of my career to witness her pull off the amazing performance she did. She brings such heart and humor and depth and joy and fun to the character. In my book, she's the master. Yeah, I don't know. I'm happy for all of them that got nominated, obviously, but it's just kind of weird you nominate Ken for a movie about Barbie, but without Barbie, there would be no Ken. I don't know. Good for everyone. I mean, the movie's still like a smash global phenomenon, so it's not like it's gonna go, just like disappear into oblivion. But it's just really disheartening. Very, very disheartening. That just goes to show you that the Oscars are slowly turning into the Grammys, which is rigged, and it's just not fun anymore. Like, I don't know. Award shows used to be really fun, and now they're turning into, who is the best at networking? Who is the best at sucking up to people? Who is the best at, brown nosing? Like, seriously. In other news, Sofia Richie is pregnant with her latest, I guess that's not the way I should say that, her latest husband, her only husband. They haven't been married that long is what I'm trying to say. Sofia Richie is Lionel Richie's daughter, and I thought she was adopted too, but she wasn't. Just Nicole was. Could you imagine being adopted by Lionel Richie and just being, brought into this world of fame? So Nicole Richie was she still is. She's Paris Hilton's friend, and she was on The Simple Life with her. Like, she was back in the party girl era with Paris and Lindsay and all those guys, and she was just like wild. But she's technically not their biological daughter. She's a family friend had her, and they weren't able to take care of her, and so Lionel and his wife adopted her. I'm like, could you imagine just like literally coming into a super successful, famous musician's house and him adopting you? That'd be crazy. Anyway, Sophia is the youngest of Lionel's kids, and I thought she was adopted too, but she's not. She is his child, his biological child. For those who would know her more this way, she is the one that used to date Scott Disick. She's the blonde girl, and she's really, really pretty. But she's the one that Penelope said, no, you don't need to be dating any more 20-year-olds or whatever. That's just weird. So that's who Sofia Richie is, and she married this guy whose dad is the CEO or something of Universal Music Group, so they obviously have a lot of money. Just crazy, all these famous rich people just meeting other famous rich people and being rich and staying rich. Like, where do poor people meet rich people? That's my question. Sofia Vergara, another Sofia, has that new show called Griselda, and apparently it's about this drug lord she used to be like in Miami, and she's like known for killing over 200 people and just being a terror to the streets. And so Sofia, you can tell it's her, but she went through like what do they call that? I was gonna say orthopedic. What is it called? Prosthetic. Prosthetics, like the different nose, a different chin, like she has a wig on. Like they tried to make her less pretty, and someone's like, they tried to make her less pretty and they still couldn't do that. Like, she still looks really good. But apparently the guy whose mom was Griselda was like, how dare you try and make my mom ugly? She was a beautiful woman. And people were like, your mom was a terror to the streets. I would not even consider her. He called her like a porcelain doll that people loved. Like, political people and all these famous people loved her because she was so pretty. And people are like, yeah, I don't think you should be describing her like that. Like, obviously she's your mom, but she also murdered several hundred people, or a couple hundred, I guess. Anyway, I guess the show is a success. I didn't realize that it came out. I thought it came out this coming week, but it does not. And it was like the number one show worldwide within 24 hours. And someone said on Threads or whatever, they said they'd watched it back to back, like all 9 episodes. It was super good. So I will be watching that. But she's on the Kelly Clarkson show. And Kelly was like, they showed a picture of Sophia with like all the makeup and stuff on, and she's like, you like don't it's like so crazy that it looks so real. Like you don't even look different. Or it doesn't. How does she phrase it? But it sounded like it made it look like they didn't change anything at all. And Sophia's like, "What? What are you talking about?" She's like, "There's a wig. There's a new chin. There's a new nose." And Kelly's like, "No, that's not what I mean. I mean it. They just did such a good job. It looks natural." And Sophia's like, "Oh, shut up!" Just the way she says it was so funny. But she's like, so hurt that she's like, "It looks so real." But it does. Like, they did a good job. And apparently I read yesterday, like, she's been working on this for like the last 13 years or something. And she's an executive producer of it too. So it's just wild to me that she had no intention of being famous. She was on the Conan O'Brien podcast, I think it was last year or the year before, talking about how she kind of got her start. And I think she wanted to be like a host on like a game show or something. So she got this manager. I'll have to find out the real story. This is like an outline. Like, obviously the story's real, but like I don't know exactly the details of it. She got this manager, and the manager sent her out on audition for this Broadway play, and she's like, I've never done anything like this. She's like, well, just try it. You need to get things under your belt. She auditioned and she got it. Her very first role she auditioned for was a Broadway like play or something, and she got it. I'm like, wow, that is crazy to not even like want that and to get it, and then to get on one of the most successful TV shows of all time, Modern Family. It's just so crazy to me. She was like the highest paid actress for several years in a row. I remember one year specifically, she made $45 million, which is crazy. Also, her and Joe, I don't know how to say his last name, Manganiello, I think that's how you say it. They are getting divorced. And it's because I didn't realize she was older than him. But apparently she's, a certain amount older than him that it made it so she didn't want to have kids because she already has, I think she has one son, I think. I know she has one son. I'm just saying she might have more. But he wants kids, and she's like, I don't want kids. I don't want to be an old mom. She's like, it's just not fair to the kid. I don't want to do it. It's not something I want to do. And so that's why they broke up. It was really sad. She said, there was like a article in the headline was like, it's just not fair, which is true. I mean, how sad would that be? But sorry, I'm so tired. What do I have next, you guys? Oh, okay. So Austin Butler obviously had that really annoying voice for Elvis. And he said he was stuck with it, So apparently he used a dialect coach to get rid of the Elvis accent. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure that was so hard for you to do. I don't know. Do you think that he's like, oh, I've already played into it this much. I can't just say that it just went away. Like, I had to hire somebody or say I hired somebody. I don't know. I just think it was weird. Like, the voice, when he's doing interviews, I'm like, sir, you are from Anaheim, California. You do not have that accent. Please, please, please. Please, 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 please. Okay, Ariana Grande finished filming Wicked. So that should be interesting. I wonder when it's going to come out now. Because it was supposed to come out this fall, but with the writer strikes, like, they were just a few days away from finishing filming and the strike started, so they had to stop. So I don't know. I don't know when it's coming out. Sorry, you guys. I don't know why I'm so tired. Um, Also, this is crazy. She has the most songs on Spotify with over a billion streams. She has 14 of them. That is so many songs. That is a lot. That is a lot of streams, I gotta say. I like Ariana. I really do. I don't like her as much as other people do, I guess. Like she's not someone I like fangirl over. I went to a couple of her concerts and they were fun, but I don't know. I just a lot of times you can't even understand what she's saying. She just mumbles and slurs her words a lot. And her song with Nicki Minaj, not Side to Side, but The Light Is Coming, is by far and away one of the worst songs I've ever heard in my entire life. It is truly absolute trash. I'm sorry. I hate that song. It is awful. When I first heard it, I was in such disbelief that someone would think that that song was ready to be released. It's like that episode of SpongeBob when it's the lost episode and he finally finds it and he puts it in the VCR and it's just SpongeBob walking down the street to that weird beat. That is what reminds me of that song. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go stream The Light Is Coming. I think that's what it's called. It's awful, you guys. It's awful. I'm sorry. That is one of the thing I will die on a hill for. That song is terrible. That is like the laziest production, the laziest writing, the laziest anything. I'm like, and you think that it is respectful of you guys to release that to the public and give us that as a song. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on that tangent, but that song is awful. So anyways, I'm just saying, like, she's not like my favorite. I don't hate her. I do like her a lot. She's obviously very talented, but I guess I just don't resonate with her as much as other people do. But I will read you the songs. Number one is Seven Rings. It has like 2.5 billion. I won't tell you all the numbers, but I do remember that one is like 2.5 billion streams. Seven Rings, Thank You Next, Save Your Tears remix. Side to Side, One Last Time, Positions, No Tears Left to Cry, Into You, Bang Bang, Stuck With You. I hate that song. Santa Tell Me, God Is a Woman, Dangerous Woman, Rain on Me, and that's it. And in total is over 43 billion streams just on Spotify. That is just Spotify. And that is just 14 songs. So, oh wait, no. Sorry. That is wrong. I'm so sorry, you guys. That is 43 billion is all of her songs combined, the streams. But that is just on Spotify. So, anyway, what a crazy... How would it be to be that well liked and people are that interested in you that you have that many people listening to you? That is just wild to me. Dua Lipa announced a new single, Training Season. I always want to call it Training Session. I don't know why, but it comes out February 15th. She's released a snippet of it, and like she released a lot of it. I'm like, are you gonna leave us anything to be surprised about? But that's exciting. Justin Timberlake has a new single too. It's called Selfish, and I gotta say, I actually really like it. It's pretty good. But Britney Spears has a song named Selfish on her album Femme Fatale that came out in like 2011, I think. And it actually went to number one on iTunes. It beat his song on iTunes because people were streaming it and buying it and stuff. But she did, I just saw this morning, she came out with a statement saying, I'm sorry if anything in my book hurt anyone's feelings. That's not what I was going for. And I also got to say, I'm absolutely in love with Justin Timberlake's new song. I'm like, wow. There you go. He was on SNL with Dakota Johnson this weekend and he performed it. But the song is good, I will say. It's very catchy. I like the beat. So yeah, give it a listen. Speaking of SNL, I just said Dakota Johnson was on SNL and I love her. I loved all the pictures how they take pictures of them like and put them between the scenes or whatever. All those looked good. She did good. She did her opening monologue, which she's like, I was here for the 40th anniversary of SNL, and she was in the audience, and she had to stand up and like answer a question or something. And she's like, look at this picture, and it's her standing up, and all around her like these really extremely famous people. And she's like, look who's behind me, and it's Donald Trump. And then she's like, it's just so crazy that I was standing that close to the most powerful person in America, and then it pans to the person in front of her, and it's Taylor Swift. I'm like, yeah, there you go. Because when she's talking about the picture, she was naming all of these names, and I'm like, you're not naming Taylor Swift? Like, what the hell is going on? And then she did that. I'm like, okay, there you go. I was gonna say, if you didn't notice Taylor Swift sitting in front of you, like, that would be wild. But she did good. There was one skit. It's like their son is at home visiting, and she's the mom, and they're kind of older, and they're watching home videos, and the kid's like, "What's this one?" He's like, "Son, that is the one I found out that I was going to be a dad." And they put it in, and it is like a Jerry Springer type show, and it's like they're all like back in the Dakota's wearing like this slutty dress, and the dad's like this like wannabe looking rapper, and it's just basically like, and who's the father, all this stuff. Anyways, that was funny. I thought that was really clever. But yeah, I like SNL. SNL is a fun thing to look forward to on Saturday nights, because I honestly don't go out anymore. But yeah, it was good. So Max Martin is this producer in Hollywood. This producer in Hollywood that is well known for making mega hits, and he just surpassed. He has 26 songs that have gone to number one on the Billboard Hot 100, which is crazy. And so I wanted to read you this list of songs that has gone to number one. You guys are going to be just blown away like I was. Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. So What by Pink. My Life Would Suck Without You, Kelly Clarkson. 3 by Britney Spears, which I thought was interesting. I like that song, but that does not seem like number one material, especially the other songs that she has. California Girls by Katy Perry. Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Raise Your Glass by Pink. Hold It Against Me, Britney Spears. E.T. by Katy Perry. Last Friday Night by Katy Perry. Part of Me by Katy Perry. We Are Never Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift. One More Night, which I can't even think of what that song sounds like, by Maroon 5. Roar by Katy Perry. Dark Horse by Katy Perry. Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Blank Space by Taylor Swift. Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd. Can't Stop the Feeling, Justin Timberlake. Blinding Lights, The Weeknd. Save Your Tears. Wait, did I read that twice? No, I didn't. I'm just thinking of Ariana's list. Sorry. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. My Universe by Coldplay. Yes, and by Ariana Grande. I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry. And It's Gonna Be Me by NSYNC. Could you imagine being a part of all those songs? That is so wild to me. That is so crazy. So then, of course, naturally, I was like, well, what is his net worth? It's like $350 million. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be so cool to know all those famous people. Like, surely they're all, like, still, what am I trying to say? Connected to him? What am I trying to say? In touch with him. That's what I was trying to say. All I'm saying right now, though, is Katy Perry, please give this man a call. Please, I beg of you, give this man a call, because he helped give us some of the best songs of all time, and we know you're having a comeback soon, so who knows, maybe it's all the songs are already written, but please call this man. I really hope you did, because there's a girl I follow on TikTok, and she actually helped write tons of songs for Katy Perry. She helped with Roar, she helped with Teenage Dream, most of the album, Wide Awake. So I'm like, Katy, please call these people. Let's get a Teenage Dream Part 2. Let's get a summer album that'll just smash records and remind us of the good old days. But yeah, I also want to talk a little bit. I didn't write this down. I was going to rewatch all the episodes of the Salt Lake reunion, but it's not that I'm over it. It's just that I'm really bugged. And so I think I just didn't want to do it because I'm annoyed. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake finale. There's just so many hypocrisies in it. There's so many holes in it. It just doesn't make sense. But one thing I do want to say is Andy said in there to Monica, he's like, you really think that if we knew you were part of a burner account that we would hire you? And she's like, yeah, I literally told them that my first interview. And he's like, you really think we would hire somebody like that? No, we know nothing about that. I'm like, that is an absolute lie. I don't believe that for 1 second, that you guys had no idea that Monica was a part of that account. Because why else, no offense, like I love Monica to death, but why else would she be on that show? She's not rich. Like that's one of the main things to be on Housewives is you have to be rich or influential. And at that point, no one really knew who she was, so she wasn't that influential. Like, why else would you guys have put her on that show? You knew that had something to do with Jen. Like, you knew. Like, that is so annoying to do that to her, especially in front of all those women whom they were all making fun of her. They all, when she tried to talk, they'd talk over her or yell at her, like, Lisa, please stop talking when people are talking. Please. Let people talk before you start talking. Like, it's so annoying. You would not let her say one word, and when she would, you'd laugh at her. Like, yeah, the FBI hired me to stalk her thing was, okay. But, like, they're all laughing at her, and I'm like, no wonder she finally just stopped talking, because you guys wouldn't let her finish. I don't know. And then, Heather goes on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and she's like, what Monica didn't understand is this show is about friendship. I'm like, yeah, I for sure, if I was describing this show to people or any Housewives franchise, would not be like, oh, you have to watch this show. It's a show about friendship. I'm like, no, it is not. It's a show about drama. It's a show about yelling and screaming and throwing dishes. It's not about a show about friendship. Like, come on, really? And then someone was like, the same interview, and even Andy's face was like shocked that she said this. She's like, people were mad that we gave Jen a chance or whatever, but she pled innocent all the way up until the court date. So like we had this feeling that she was innocent or whatever. And, she's like, and yeah, she scammed out all those old people, but at least she was herself while she was doing it. And Andy's face was like shocked. And I'm like, did she really just say that? Did she really just say that on live TV? It's okay if you're scamming old people out of millions of dollars, as long as you're yourself. And like the burner account had like 5,000 followers. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I'm like, how much damage could this possibly be doing? I didn't even know about it until you guys started bringing it up. Like that's how, and I still haven't even Googled it because I don't really care. And I genuinely believe that Monica set out to get Jen, because obviously something happened between her and Jen, because at the end of the finale, her and Heather kind of have like this bonding moment of what happened to Jen. Also, the Black Eye story was super boring. Like, we already knew it was Jen. Like, she's like, I can't remember, but I know it was Jen. It's like, yeah, we all knew that. You kept us in suspense for this. That's the thing. It's like all these drama things that happen with the regular Housewives, it's like they always end up being such a letdown. At least with Monica, the show was interesting. Like, she kept it interesting and she kept it going and she was fun and she was like the typical housewife behavior. Like, obviously, I don't condone people going on and getting a fake account and making fun of people, but I just think that it was one of those things where she kind of got swept up in it, and all of her bad decisions just came out at once, which obviously if you're going to go on national TV, it's going to happen. But I think Angie's very classist. I think she makes several comments about poor people that really bug me. Like, I guess it's not okay to have a carport. I guess you have to have a actual garage to be, welcomed by her. She calls people lowbrow gutter rats. What else does she say? Oh, when she's making fun of Monica's business, she's like, you're making those blankets where there's all this Cheeto dust and dog hair. It's like, okay, Angie, I would have loved to seen your very first salon. I'm sure it wasn't the most glamorous thing in the entire world. Like, what if someone came to you and said shit like that to you? Like, how sad and degrading is that? She just makes several comments. It's like, okay, just because you have money doesn't mean you're better than everybody. Like, and I like Angie. I think she, at the beginning of the season, I was like, she's kind of trying too hard, but I actually like her a lot. But just those comments are really degrading and really not cool, because most people don't live like you guys. And Lisa's classist in a way where she's delusional. She's just not in reality. at all. She has people come do her makeup every day, no matter what she's doing. And she's like, oh, it's because I can't see. I can't see, so people come and do my makeup. And I'm like, but you're driving on the streets of Salt Lake, but you can't see to do your makeup? I'm like, how does that make any sense? So I'm saying all these like things, all these holes in these stories. I'm like, you guys aren't, nothing's adding up. And you guys are just, you've gone into this knowing you don't like Monica and you don't want to like her and you don't care if she apologizes or if she doesn't. Like you've already written her off. I don't know. So if you guys watched on Peacock, the reunion was unedited. So it was uncensored, I guess is what I should say. So you could hear him swearing. Hearing Heather say the F word, it was like she was so strong and bold in all of her words, and as soon as she said the F word, it sounded like Mickey Mouse. Like her voice went high pitched every single time she said it. You guys should go listen to it. It's like, I was like, you guys should have kept the bleeping in that one, because that just made it go down like a lot. Also, so someone's like, why do you still hire Tanisha to do your hair? If the what am I trying to say? The account was that bad. And she's like, well, Tanisha came forward and we thought that was very honorable. And I'm like, well, so did Monica. As soon as you confronted her about it, she told you, she's like, that's not true. She's like, yeah, I was a part of it, but there's also 5 other people. And so that just didn't add up. And she's like, well, we just thought it was honorable that she came forward and said it, and she wants to change her life. And they're like, so why is she still doing her hair? She's like, well, she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to do it anymore. She wants to just completely step away from this and do her own thing. And I'm like, I don't believe you guys. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's interesting to me. And they're like, Monica said something about, I don't know, was it a reputation or what? And all the ladies are like, you have nothing compared to what we have. We have so much more to lose than you do. It's like, Kate, then don't go on a reality show and throw dishes around and scream in people's faces and get belligerently drunk. Like, I don't know. If you're really worried about losing all the stuff that you guys have worked so hard for, maybe don't go on national television and get drunk every episode. I don't know. It's just, I kind of have a weird feeling about the show now. I mean, I'll always still watch it, but I don't know. I feel like Meredith knew more than she was letting on, and she kind of just let Monica take the fall. Whitney actually behaved herself quite well. She usually is like the one, like Lisa, like constantly talking and getting herself in trouble. And even she's like, I tend to get myself in trouble when I speak, so I'm just going to kind of stay out of it. But, yeah, so I don't know. I feel like if someone forgives Monica first, it'll be Whitney. She seems like the type of person that would do that. Just be more forgiving and more, reasonable and stuff. But can we talk about how Mary was more offended that Heather was making fun of her house, than Mary calling Heather inbred? And she stands by that. She's like, no, your comments about my house were worse. I'm like, wow, you guys are so out of touch with any type of reality. It's crazy. Or when she like first sits down next to Angie and she's like, I can't remember what she said, but she's annoyed by her. And she's like, oh, why would you even say that? And they're like, that was a compliment. She was complimenting you. She's like, oh, okay, I like Angie now. Like, she's such a flip-flopper. And now she finally admitted she has no reason to hate Whitney, actually. She's like, you're just racist. She's like, well, have I been racist to you? She's like, you just are. She's like, can you please give me an example? Like, have I ever done or said anything racist to you directly? She's like, well, no. Your Mormon background just screams like privilege and racism. And she's like, oh, okay, well, I can accept that. Obviously, I was a part of that church, and I feel the same way you do about it. But then there's Lisa sitting over there. She's like, I'm Mormon. I'm still Mormon. Why isn't anybody asking me? I'm Mormon. No, you're not, Lisa. You're not Mormon. Stop. You are not. Like, I don't know what you think is going on in Draper, but you are not. Also, can we talk about her house? Her house is very, very nice, but the outside is like 2008 Tuscan vibes, and then you go on the inside and she's totally remodeled it and it's totally modern. I'm like, can we please get your house to match? Like, why did you just do the inside so much different than the outside? It bugs me every time I see it. I'm like, because I just know what the outside looks like. It's like this brown and tan, and then you go on the inside and it's stark white. I'm like, why didn't you do more cohesive remodel? I don't know. Anyway, I like Monica. I hope she comes back. Apparently, Andy said he was on an interview with something, and he said they're just taking a break for a while. And I'm like, good, because Monica was good television. Monica was entertaining. Monica was funny. Monica, aside from some of the weird lies she's told, she was entertaining. So that's my thoughts on that. Yeah, I guess we'll see. Filming for season 5 starts February 5th, I think. So, also, can we stop getting winter seasons? Like, can we get summer seasons from now on? Like, yeah, winter in Salt Lake, it's pretty, whatever, but we're done with that. Like, the whole snowflake thing, like, can we do, like, a regular, normal season, or summer season in Utah? Because summers in Utah are actually really, really pretty, and really, like, fun. There's a lot to do. Like, I feel like every activity they do, it's something to do with the snow, like snowball fight or skiing or something. It's like, hey, there's so much more to do in Utah in the summer. So, can we please? Please. Okay, I think that does it for me this week. I hope you all have a good last week of January. Let's see, is it payday this week for me? I think it is. That should be exciting for me, but it's not, because I had to miss a whole day of freaking being sick, so my paycheck is not going to be what it should be. But anyway, it's almost tax season. Those tax refunds should be kicking in anytime. I need so much money, you guys. Anyway, I hope you all have a good week, and thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to me rant about stuff that literally doesn't make any sense or matter, really, but to me it does. Sorry, I had to edit this in really quick. I'm just going to squeeze right in here. But Catherine would be so mad at me if I forgot to say the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, you guys, which means Taylor Swift will probably be there. She has a show in Tokyo the day before, but Tokyo is a day ahead of us. So basically she'll fly back in time and be at the show and give us everything we need. I don't even know who they're playing. The Pirates, I don't care. Doesn't matter. She'll be there. Who knows? Maybe next week I'll finally have the podcast room clean. I actually have an idea for my backdrop for when I start recording and putting on YouTube and like using clips for TikTok. So I'm excited. There's just a lot of work to do, and I need to, get focused. And you know what? I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do it for you guys and for me. But anyways, have a good weekend. If you haven't, go watch Saltburn. Make sure you watch it with your parents. It's a very good family, wholesome show. Goodbye. Thank you for listening, and please go follow me on social media on Instagram, on the phone with KCK, and underneath this week's post about this episode, tell me your favorite part of this episode and what you liked about it. Anyways, thank you so much. Goodbye.